Mixed Tag Show. The Mixed Tag Show. With Jenna and Blue. Damn. Now, here's your host, Jenna and Blue Magic.
Yo.
What's going on?
What's going on? You're listening and watching. You're watching on YouTube. The Mixed Tag Show with
Jenna and Azul. Yeah.
Did you find it? It looks like you was trying to get applause.
No, we had enough applause in the intro.
You
I
know,
don't want to overdo it.
You know, what I was thinking. Since like our 1 year is coming up, we should probably change the theme song.
You want to?
I think so.
We could debut it at. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. How are you, sir? How's your week?
I'm doing well. How about you?
How's your week? Talk to me.
Had a pretty interesting week. You know, chilled
What
out.
happened?
Chilled out this weekend.
Yeah, what'd you do?
Went to a family function.
Oh yeah, was I invited?
He was in Arizona.
I talked to G. He said, I forgot what he said, but I just wanted to make sure that I was invited to his little function.
Okay, but yeah.
Shout out to G. I gave him a shout out, not you this time.
All right. But yeah, went to a family function, and then since G didn't have his game night, we went to SOBs. So I had fun at SOBs that night.
Good for you. I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
Would you have invited me?
I don't know about this one.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Are you blushing?
No, that would have been kind of awkward. That's something like that. Kind of awkward.
You awkward fellow, you.
Always. How was your weekend? Did you do anything interesting?
Not really.
All right.
I went to Phoenix, Arizona because I experienced my first Royal Rumble weekend.
How did you like it?
Had a blast.
I'm mad because last year they didn't have like access and stuff when I went.
Now they bringing all that back.
Yeah.
Access at Rumble, obviously Mania, SummerSlam's gonna have it.
I don't want to be at SummerSlam.
Okay. Well, it's not like you would have went to Access anyway. That's not your thing. Meet and greets.
Is Access just meet and greets, or do they have like others?
Well, they have the whole idea of Access is meet and greets, but they'll have the NXT ring or whatever, and there'll be matches, what have you. But it's kind of like
I would have been there.
Yeah, but you gotta like.
I'd have been there. Like,
I mean, the whole point of Access is to meet really superstars that you wouldn't typically get to meet, and they actually did it really dope this year. Because, like, if you got, let's say, general admission, which I didn't because I paid to see Triple H and Stephanie.
I was upset about that. I was kind of envious.
I know you were. And I paid to see Sasha and Bailey, of course.
Right.
And with that, you get... Oh, and Becky I paid for. And with that, you get access to the general admission stuff, like superstars.
Right.
So a lot of there was either photo booths. So, like, for example, like, you saw Jeff, and then right next to Jeff was Asuka. Then right next to Asuka, I'm sorry, it was Vanessa Bourne. I forget. Yeah, Vanessa Bourne. And then right after it was supposed to be Paige, but Paige was very limited because she was doing it for her movie. Right. Then Asuka was there. Okay. And then you had Leo Rush. I met Leo, your boy.
Okay.
I met, who did I see? Zelina. I saw Jenny. A couple of other NXT UK people.
Right.
I saw Sasha and Bailey.
Yeah, you said that right.
Just saying, I had to bring it out there. Don't do me like that.
Okay.
Alrighty, but with that said, I had a really nice weekend in regards to Access, and we went to the show. And I really like Phoenix out there, even though it was cold.
Yeah, it's kind of tricky right now.
Shout out to a couple of people. Shout out to Patrick. Patrick is a listener of the show, always showing support.
Shout out to Patrick.
He helped me down with the Sasha and Bailey line at Cricket. That was essentially around the corner.
I believe it.
Even when I got there, like, pretty early, it was still very, very long. People were apparently waiting since last night. So that was dedication. I wasn't the one. I was going to be there, but I wasn't the one. And shout out to Courtney. She's the Courtney Bella on IG. Shout out to her. She's a listener and supporter of the show. I saw her there because she's from out there. We took pictures and we talked a little bit. And, you know, she told us she loves our show. So shout out to her.
Yeah, I heard you ran into my LB, too.
I did, Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Why are you making a face? What was that about?
I mean, I didn't expect y'all to run into each other. I know y'all both was out there, so like I didn't.
What are the odds, huh?
Right.
Yeah, no, he was like.
He listens to the show, so.
Yeah, he said he actually said he was a big fan of the show.
Yeah,
Not just he listens.
No,
don't downplay it.
You know
don't downplay
I'm not
it, son.
To downplay
no, because we over here building something. You downplay our creation.
He listens to a show. I'm like, I don't want to be. Again, the egotistic thing, like, he's the,
you listening to our show.
Yeah,
no.
man,
No, yeah, it was random because we were in, what was it, Willie's Tacos joint. First of all, whoever told me that Phoenix had the most amazing Mexican food lied to me. They said Phoenix is apparently known for Mexican food.
No.
Pass? Pass. It's a hard pass. Unless maybe you got to go closer to, the border or what have you, maybe more authentic. But that wasn't it. But the margarita at that place was pretty good, though. For $6, Anyway, whatever. Someone tapped me, and I was like, I thought it was my friends just messing with me. Right. And then Astro was like, shout out to Astro, because we went together, and Saeed. And anyway.
Did y'all come up with a name yet or no?
Huh?
Did y'all come up with a name yet or no?
In regards to?
To y'all group.
Well, it's quite a few of us, so I don't. Anyway,
you forgot last week. I was like, "Y'all not undisputed. Y'all need to come up with a name."
No, you were hating per usual. Anyway, you were hating.
No,
you were hating.
No,
but yeah, he's like, "Why are you just feeling around for someone random?" And then it was Will right over there, and he was just. We were talking, and we took a picture. So shout out to him.
Yeah, he's gonna call in later on to help discuss Royal Rumble. So
can't wait to talk to him about it. So, yeah, that was my Royal Rumble weekend. So we'll get into our, our feelings.
Right.
It's going to be a real good show. I feel it.
Right.
I feel it.
Yeah.
You feel it?
I feel it.
I feel it.
We got to speed through it, though.
Right.
It's a lot.
We
It's a lot.
do.
It's a lot.
We got to have to.
You're not wearing shop merch, but
I am wearing shop merch.
I don't know if that's on the shop, though. Is it?
It may or may not be on the
shop.
shop.
That's what I'm saying. But I have definite shop merch on today.
Excuse me, sir. I spent $35 on this shirt, and it had a WWE shop tag. Okay.
Fine.
You may be able to get more your Royal Rumble merch. It's still up there, so don't play me.
All right.
This is an official match card, and you know why I got this shirt?
Because of Balor.
Okay.
Because of Ronda.
No, sir. Absolutely not.
Because of AJ.
Nope.
Brock. Yeah, my guy.
Damn sure ain't no Brock. Yep. There we go.
So you can go ahead and capture your shirt or this hoodie right here that says Undisputed. It's going to be like this one because I'm actually undisputed, so I got it directly.
Are you? Because I didn't see you on NXT.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, head over to the WWE shop. You click on our link in our bio.
We got a couple of sales going on right now. We got some new shirts debuting. One for the man, Becky Lynch. She's
happy birthday.
Her birthday was yesterday.
Yeah, I know.
But happy belated to the man.
Yeah. And we also got some Nerds Clothing neon shirts. I saw that dope Becky one that he got printed out.
They got the Rock one. I can't wait till they come out with a Sasha Banks one.
Then we got a Latino Heat shirt.
Yes, Eddie Guerrero.
So in the description in YouTube, in a link tree in our bio on Instagram and Twitter at The Mixed Tag Show, or on our personal at
Miss Jenna Baby, BAYBEE.
Or at Blue Magic Grind, spell how this sound. And as always, shout out to Collar and Elbow. I can't do it right, whatever.
Okay.
Wrestling passion meets street fashion. Go ahead and go over there and click on your favorite merch or clothing, whatever you want to wear, and make sure you use the code.
That is essentially merch, but continue. Use our code TMTS.
Yeah, you just messed up my roll.
I
was on the roll.
I was on the roll. I saw you. Shout out to Audit as well. You can get your supplements and equipment to help support your workouts. Also use the same code TMTS. Speaking of Eddie Guerrero, did you see how me and our mutual favorite and Bailey were matching?
Yeah, I thought y'all planned that. I'm like, why they all got the same jacket on?
You know what? I got the juice. If I was able to hit up Sasha Banks and Bailey and be like, yo, let's match. Actually, shout out to TKO too. He was there and he actually had the jacket too.
Oh,
see, you know how I am about my fashion, right?
Right.
So I already planned these outfits. I was like, yo, I'm gonna wear Eddie on Sasha's birthday. Happy belated to Sasha because it was last Saturday, right?
Right.
So I got the Eddie Guerrero chalk line jacket, the Boston Hug shirt, and then the leggings, the Boston Hug, with my 11s, my Gamma 11s. fire. Everything was matching. You know.
Right.
You already know.
Okay.
Then the next day, since I was gonna see Sasha and Bailey again at Access, I was gonna wear I wore Macho Man for Bailey. Because although Sasha's my favorite, I got love for Bailey. Right. You can't. I'm not gonna be rude and be like, oh.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You're not gonna be like that guy that shoot away Bailey and took a picture with Sasha.
Exactly. It ain't even. People like. I know we gotta hurry up, but I always say this, like with meet and greets, like, yo, I know if it's two people, that's rude, right?
Right.
And I even still too, like if I'm gonna meet someone, I want to wear their merch. I know there's nothing wrong with wearing someone else's merch, but I feel weird like wearing someone else's. That's why like me and Astro, we had our bags just to switch in and out of different people's shirts just to show support. But anyway, I had my Macho Man jacket, then I had the purple Boston Hug shirt, the one that no one likes. And, I was coordinated.
Right.
You feel me?
Gotta coordinate.
So I showed love. I showed love to both of them. Boston Hug Connection.
So it sounds like you had an amazing weekend.
I did. So next time, hopefully you can come with me and not be all Hollywood. Maybe meet some people.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Let's move on to... It is the end of season 2.
It is the end of season 2.
So we have a definite winner. Instead of just giving the points for this week, let's just give the final points.
No, let's give the... Oh, you just want to give...
Final points. This is it.
I see what you did here, Bob. You didn't let me... You didn't pass it off to
Bob.
me. You didn't pass it off to me.
First of all, I was going to get to that. I just wanted to make sure we was on the same page and just say the final points. Not this week's points, because we also got to announce the new draft.
Season 3.
So I'm trying to cut, we got a lot to get
We got a lot to get into.
So
okay.
I'm trying to all
right?
I'm
sorry.
So send it over to Jenny.
You could have came up with something else.
No, I'm going to go with Jenny.
Why? Because I don't like Jenny?
Yeah.
Okay, Bob. All right, Bob.
Oh, you want me to say Jenna on one end?
Gina.
All
right, Gina. Anyway, Bob, looks like the final points are, we're going to do it from...
bottom to top.
Boom. In 7th place, Undisputed Nation of Domination with a total of 1,810 points.
And in 6th place, we have, with a total of 1,962 points, Rich Fam Cav.
Shout out to Kev. And in 5th place, Evolution with 2,439 points.
And in 4th place, we have New Generation X with 2,824.5 points.
Now, the top 3.
Dun-dun-dum.
Drum roll.
I was going to say the drum roll for number 1.
Alrighty. In 3rd place, we have Night Riders with 3,056 points.
Yes. Now we use the drum roll because if you say number 2, you're going to know what number 1 is.
Got it. Go for it.
And for number 2, where's my drum? I need my drum. Coming in 2nd place in a close battle for the top for the mixed tag shows.
Season 2 fantasy draft.
With 3,157 points, it goes to TK Crew, which leaves to number 1.
Number 1, the winner of Season 2 TMTS Fantasy Draft is Petty Club Worldwide with a total of 3,546.5 points. Shout out to Joey. He made a nice comeback and held the lead.
He held it down.
He held it down. Congratulations, Joey. Congratulations to TKO and Astro for finishing off the 3rd place.
Yep.
We are going to send you, Joey, your prize. Don't ask me. You'll be surprised.
Right.
Because he kept asking me, and I said no.
Right.
Mind your business.
Exactly.
And maybe we can find something for Astro and TKO, even though you didn't want... I was thinking about everybody, but you were like, hold on.
We're not rich.
We ain't rich.
We love y'all, but we ain't rich. I'm sorry.
So, again, congratulations, Joey, Petty Club Worldwide. Thank you guys for supporting us this season. Now we're getting into Season 3. We got 6 new managers.
We kept it at 6.
We had a couple of people that wanted to be part of this, but we got y'all next season for real. So I'm going to go, how am I going to do it? You going to do it in 1st place or?
1st place, new name, who it is.
All right. So in first place this week, we have Mixed Emotions with 88.5. Shout out to Seth.
His graphic is here.
Said. Coming in second place, we got Undisputed Art Era with 70 points. Shout out to Lionel.
Shout out to Lionel.
Third place, we have The Nation of McFly Nation. Craig. You ain't got to lie, Craig. With 59 points.
I thought he was going to do better than that.
Yeah. I mean, the way they were blowing up the the group chat. Well,
right.
Did you do the points right?
Yeah, I did.
You sure? Because R-Truth had 2 championship points. You
I
got all of that?
Yep.
Alrighty. Night Riders. Astro's making another appearance. He wanted.
Find a way in.
He wants that top spot.
You find a way in.
55 points. Actually, I'm sorry, there's a tie between Night Riders and the McMahon Regime 2.0. So Astro and Saeed. So I guess the graphics will both be here at the same time.
Right.
55 points. And in last place, we have X3.
Shout out to X3.
The favorite posers at 20 points. So he is in last place.
But he got time.
He got time. It's not too much.
It's a long game.
Not even that it's a long game, but it's just that it's close. It's not.
Right.
You know how remember second season.
Evolution started off with negatives.
Exactly. But even though she made her way back.
She made her way back though.
Shout out to Leah.
Right.
And that's our fantasy draft, season 3.
So let's jump over to NXT TakeOver.
Wow. Is this the first takeover that we were a little about?
Not me. I enjoyed it.
Well, I mean, your rating says otherwise, but let's get into it.
Right. Do you want to tell? The tag team match was one of my favorites.
So are we going to go through every match or just...
No, I'm just going to point out...
What was your favorite? Okay, go ahead. Your tag team
match is one of my favorites.
Okay.
Even though I feel like, the heavyweight title match stole the match for them, stole the night, in my opinion.
Okay.
But I just think that the tag team match was nobody really paid attention to it like it should have.
With the tag team match?
Yeah.
No, it was cool. I paid it. I think that was one of the better matches. I mean, it was obviously a small card, but...
Right.
In general, I'm used to takeovers, at least more recently. The takeovers I've been at arenas, not necessarily at Full Sail, just to be like
booming.
Yeah, and I just didn't get that vibe. Matt Riddle and Cassius Ohno definitely threw me off. Like it wasn't. Yeah. I'm not sold on Matt yet. A lot of people are fans of his. Bro. Anyway, the match for me that I enjoyed was the North American Championship match between Johnny Gargano and Ricochet.
Definitely a good, fast-paced match.
It was really, really, really good.
Kept you on your edge of your seat.
Yes, it did. That was definitely one of those matches, and it was nice. We called it, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if I guess you don't have the points up in regards to what we decided.
I forgot to look at that.
Yeah, it's okay. No biggie. But I think we both said Gargano was going to win. Just because we just saw the whole DIY reunion happening, so it made sense, right? And I was just very disappointed. Like, the NXT Championship match was cool, but I was definitely disappointed with the women's. Maybe because overall it was. I don't know. Maybe because it was more so the result. I'm not huge on Shayna. A lot of people. She's grown on.
That's
like you,
my girl.
Astro. A lot of people would just keep bigging her up.
Right.
I'm not big on her, and I wanted to see Bianca take it.
Yeah, but when you watch the match, I don't know if you watch this one back because it's usually different when
you watch it on TV.
You could tell it wasn't in Belair's atmosphere yet.
Yeah, and I did watch it slightly, not the whole thing, but yeah, I mean, I guess it was more so me being a fan and wanting her to win is what disappointed me. And I don't agree with what's this guy?
I was about to ask you, how did you feel about Sam Roberts' comments before the whole thing? Because he got a lot of heat for that.
Yeah, he did. He definitely did. I'm not gonna bash Bianca because I think she's amazing, but she has just a lot more to grow.
Right.
And it just goes back to what we constantly say every week on the show, right? It's just like. It's not NXT is not like what it used to be. Like, you had people that were on there consistently every week, honing in their skills and craft or what have you.
Right.
And with Bianca, it's like, yeah, she's undefeated, but how many matches that has she actually had, right? So it's like, yeah, someone who's that good, but you need to keep showcasing her and what have you. And she hadn't had. This was her first takeover. Imagine this is your first takeover,
and it's
exactly. You know what I mean?
But the argument could be made that a lot of the women's championship matches are their first.
That's true, and I just realized that. But still, on the same token, right? The women that in the past also had more TV time, right? And we've been saying this for the past year. Like, okay, where's Bianca? Right. You know, especially if she's undefeated and she's popular. So, but you're right. It just showed that she still needs a little bit more experience. Right. But for what, Sam Roberts was ODing.
Yeah, he definitely, him saying, she didn't deserve to be there, and it seems like it was a match that didn't need to happen. Like, he just went a little bit too far.
And then and saying that she's not an elite in the rest of like Sasha, and I think who else he said?
I didn't catch the whole full comment. I caught glimpses because I couldn't watch the entire. I just caught a glimpse of it just so I could see what was being talked about.
Joey made sure he told me that she said he did say that elite champions like Sasha. I was like, F him. And I'm like, all right, okay. Nah, but regardless,
so it was out of. It was not. People were saying that he's trying to play a hero role, whatever the case may be. Still,
well, maybe if that's the case, if he's playing heel role,
but you could just tell everybody in the panel was uncomfortable with what he said,
how he said it,
like saying that she didn't deserve that spot. Yeah. Like, how do you say somebody doesn't deserve a spot
when they're undefeated?
And they're undefeated and they're putting their work in. That's like saying, they was just given to him.
And for that matter, who says you deserve to actually be on the panel when there's so many people that are just as knowledgeable or more knowledgeable than you? So who are you to say anybody?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But
so, how did you rate TakeOver?
I gave it a B. This wasn't my favorite TakeOver. I was a little disappointed.
I gave it a B too. It wasn't my favorite TakeOver. Like you said, the Matt Riddle and Cassius Ohno could have been left out. But I could understand what they're doing with Matt Riddle and trying to get him over. Who else are you gonna put him against?
I would have honestly had that been the first match instead of tag team match.
Yeah, but they like to start with the tag team just to get that ball rolling off that. Yeah,
but you know what I mean. Yeah, I guess, and you can't have a dope match after. It has to be something in the middle. Right. But yeah, and it looks like the viewers gave it what?
They gave it an A.
All right, so let's move on to the big show, one of the big fives.
Yeah, let's go over to the Royal Rumble.
It's WrestleMania season.
Roll to WrestleMania. How did you feel about this card right here?
The card I was there. So I was there. The card, when you look at it on paper, it's cool in a sense, right? Yeah. But I didn't enjoy it. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you, and I know we kind of discussed it when I was coming back from Phoenix. Right. We have difference of opinions in regards to it, but we'll go through it real quick. Bobby Roode and Chad Gable versus Scott Dawson and Razor.
That was very random.
Very random.
It made me upset.
Very random. But Bobby and Chad won. Then you had the United States Championship match.
I enjoyed that match actually.
We missed it. We missed the kickoff. So
yeah.
Shinsuke Nakamura versus Rusev. Actually, I made a mistake. Shinsuke was the champion, but
yeah. No, Shinsuke wasn't the champion. He won it there.
Oh yeah, he won it back. So no, I made it back. Yeah. See, it was so quick. Anyway, yeah, but Shinsuke won it back from Rusev. Right. Then we had the Fatal 4-Way Cruiserweight Championship.
I didn't catch this one.
I didn't either, and I like watching cruiserweights, but it was Kalisto versus Hideo Itami versus Akira Tozawa versus the champion Buddy Murphy. The champion retained his title. Yep. So now we get on to the actual show.
When they started off with Asuka versus Becky,
yeah,
you already know what was going to
happen. Yeah.
So that kind of defeated it for me. Yeah. But Asuka defeated Lynch.
What did you think of the match?
It was a decent match. It felt fast. It was speed up. That's what also gave it away. It was like, yo, don't let her be in there too long. Yeah. And it was just like, all right,
okay,
cool.
Match. Yeah. I didn't. It was okay. It wasn't nothing like, yo, this. It was a hard hitting match. It was what it was. I think there was actually a wardrobe malfunction.
Yeah, with Becky.
Yeah, and
I didn't like they let Becky tap out. I didn't like that.
Why?
Because to me, it's like if you're a master of submissions, you don't usually tap out. Like Sasha didn't tap out. Yeah. Asuka didn't. Well, Asuka did tap out. I didn't like that either. Yeah. It was supposed to yo, really?
Yeah. Then we had the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match.
This really happened. This really happened.
The Miz and Shane McMahon versus The Bar. The Miz and Shane McMahon are the new SmackDown Tag Team Champions. They defeated The Bar.
That's just stupid in my opinion. So all these great tag teams can't beat The Bar, but these two beat The Bar? Whatever.
We're going to move past that one. Here's the match that I want to get into, of course. The Raw Women's Championship. Sasha Banks versus the champion, Ronda Rousey. Ronda defeats Sasha Banks with a Piper's Pit.
I'm mad they call it that, by the way.
And we'll talk about it. And after Sasha got defeated, they shook hands or what have you. Sasha left the ring. Came back, shook her hand again, but then threw up the 4 horsewoman hand symbol.
Right.
Sign, whatever. What did you think?
I don't like they call it Piper's Pit because now it's like you're trying too hard.
Yeah.
Because at first when they did it, me and G was like, what? And G was like, I think Piper used to do this move. I'm like, Piper never did this move.
Yeah.
And I went and I was on Twitter and shout out to that guy Greg. I was like, yo, this not happening, right? He's like, yeah, they never called this. Like Piper never had anything like this. Like it's just trying too hard. Yeah. Overall, the match was great.
I think it was the match of the night. I could be biased, but
if you watch the whole Sasha Banks documentary, quick 7 minutes of her training for this match, you see it played into the
match tremendously.
She did the suicide dive clean.
Yes.
Because she
twice. Because lately she has been
criticized with it. You can see in the training video that she practiced it again, and I think that's what she really needed to do. Is just go back to basics.
And it just again, I don't mean to interrupt. It just. But go ahead, continue.
Yeah, and also just her mat wrestling skills that she picked up from Oni Larkin and working with Drew Gulak and Charlotte. It really, you can see that it really played into her match.
And it just goes back to, again, and I know we come off biased, but that is your best women's wrestler.
And that's Ronda's best match.
Again, it's not a coincidence. I know there's people that may not really mess with Sasha or whatever, but it just shows.
This is why she's our favorite.
This is why she's most people's favorite or people that want to face her. This is why Ronda stands for her. Like, you know what I mean? In her, if you watch her YouTube blog videos, she gushes over her like I gush over her, like you gush over her. You know what I mean? So I love the. I won't say I love the match because she lost, right? And we knew that was gonna happen.
Yeah, but even on the way she lost, she didn't get tapped out.
She didn't tap out, and then the legit boss was back, right? You saw how she used her arm wraps to do the bank statement, the stomping of the hands,
everything,
the pushing off of the ropes. It's like, what else can you say about Sasha Banks? Like, does she, and all I saw, like, on Twitter and just in any review of the match, Sasha Banks needs to be placed in more big matches. There's no reason why
she's not the face.
She's not the face of the division.
Or one of them.
or one of them, and it's not featured more. It's like a highway robbery
at this point.
That she's not featured more, and and it goes back to what you thought could have possibly happened or said could have happened. Could have happened. There's no reason why. She was already undefeated. They discussed it.
Right.
I mean, she was already defeated, even though she didn't actually take the pin. But it was discussed on WWE that she's not undefeated anymore. She could have lost. It wouldn't have been like, oh wow, you lost to Sasha Banks. No, you lost to the best.
Right.
Right.
And it showed in the match.
And at that point, my whole mood changed. I knew that was gonna happen, but everything started to become predictable.
Right.
So, but moving on.
Speaking of
predictability.
There you go. We're going on to the Women's Royal Rumble. No surprise entries. Many NXT and NXT UK women appear. Lana comes out at number 29, but is unable to compete because what happened in the pre-show. She twisted her ankle.
Yes.
The ties passes Sasha Banks' record of 54 minutes by being there for 74 minutes.
Don't quote. I'm not sure, but I'm not sure about the minutes, but she definitely surpassed Sasha.
Becky came out to take Lana's place after pleading with Fit Finlay. And then final four women became Nia Jax, Bayley, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte. Bayley eliminated first out of the four. Becky got her redemption against Nia. Becky eliminates Charlotte and wins the Royal Rumble.
So what did you think of that?
Predictable.
It was predictable, yeah.
I enjoyed the Royal Rumble all the way through.
Okay.
I think I like this. I enjoyed this one more than the men's Royal Rumble.
Okay.
Only because again, there was nobody from the past that came in to try to take shine. Yeah. They actually focused on the future with NXT and NXT women.
Yeah.
Rhea Ripley, I don't know if you got a chance to pay attention to her since she was there, but the team, like she did amazing in my opinion in that Royal Rumble. I was questioning about some of the people they picked, like Xylia. Like I was like, oh, okay.
See, and it goes back to what you said earlier. It's like it plays out differently on TV and when you're actually live, because I think the majority of us was bored with the women's match. I didn't think it picked up until Alexa Bliss came out.
Right. Yeah, you told me that.
It picked up when she came up, and you know what I mean? It was cool to see Bayley get her redemption against Alexa, right? Because, like, ultimately, Bayley's, like, career went downhill after that feud, right? They never really
went back to that,
or just help her redeem herself. So it was nice to see her get her redemption in that sense. And then but it was all predictable, right? Because like me and Astro, we were sitting next to each other, and I forgot who he said was gonna get eliminated first. I'm like, no, Bayley's gonna get eliminated just because Becky needs to get her redemption against Nia, which that happened, and it was gonna be Charlotte and Becky that wound up being the last two, and obviously Becky. It was either gonna be Becky goes over, or that they both go exactly, and that's what ultimately happened. It was predictable, but Becky had to win.
Yeah, she had to.
There's no way you don't have her win. She earned it. But I didn't really care for it, to be honest with you.
Go back and watch it. I've seen a few people. I'm not the only one that said it. A few people just enjoyed the women's match more than the men's. I
actually enjoyed the men's more than the women. And, I've been a firm supporter of just women wrestling over the men in a while. But I didn't. I
encourage you to go back and watch it over.
Okay.
If you can by the next show. I really want your opinion. Like, I really.
Okay. I'll make sure over the weekend.
It's just that whole difference of how you watch it. Next up, we had the WWE Championship, AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan.
Go ahead. Daniel Bryan defeated AJ Styles. Rowan.
Yeah.
Appears and helps Daniel Bryan.
I didn't expect Eric Rowan to come out like that.
Yes.
So that's a good little twist to it, and it was something that needed to happen, to be honest with you.
That match was boring. I'm sorry. It went. I know you love AJ, and I know you love.
No, I'm not gonna sit here and say it was a great match. It was a forgettable match. It
wasn't a good match.
Outside of Rowan coming out, I don't really remember much from it.
Yeah.
So
it just really was. I mean,
it was rushed. I feel like it was rushed.
Well, not even this fact. Well, we'll get into matches being rushed, but not. There was no excitement whatsoever, like, from the crowd. Like, we all literally were just like, and then when Rowan came out, we was just like, you know what I mean? It wasn't a sense of like,
yeah, no,
you know
definitely.
What I mean?
You could feel that watching it as well. It just started. This whole pay-per-view was way too long. Let's just say that right now. From 7 on East Coast time, from 7 to midnight. That's just way too.
It went on to midnight.
Till midnight.
Wow.
That's too long for us. Like, we was looking at the clock like it was 11. It's 11:30. Like, it's 10. What's happening? Like, it's just way too long for East Coast time.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do that, might as well just start it earlier.
Well, could you imagine
we would be with it? What time it started in the West?
I think at 5. Yeah, the actual show started at 5, and we had to be in there by like 4. We missed the kickoff.
Right.
Whatever. But that match just wasn't good, and I'm ready for the feud to be over with. I don't know what's the direction for AJ Styles. Daniel Bryan, we kind of see what's happening with him.
They're just buying time to send him to Raw, in my opinion.
Well, after that, we had the Universal Championship match between Finn Balor and the champion Brock Lesnar. Lesnar won with the Kimura lock, and the match lasted for 8 minutes. What did you think of that match? I
enjoyed it.
I hated it.
I enjoyed it. People I was watching with enjoyed it. Finn got his hits in. It looked believable at one point when he pushed him into the table and he couldn't get him up for the F5. And I think it was just, and even though it was 8 minutes, I think it was good storytelling in my opinion.
I did not like that match. I
just don't like Brock.
It has nothing to do with Brock, because when at the Survivor Series, when Brock and Daniel had that match, you thought maybe Daniel might have beat Brock. This match, Finn looked weak to me the whole match, and I found it odd that, what was it, 2 episodes or an interview or something, Finn said he relies on the Demon King.
Yeah, we kind of thought it was like maybe he was trying to throw us off the scent.
But I guess maybe because the Demon King always wins, but like. This is Royal Rumble. You needed it. Especially you have to dig deep. Right. I feel like even if you lost, you lost.
But that's why we thought it was going to be something that's played out into Wrestlemania in a way. But then it didn't happen.
Because it goes back to, again, what we discussed last week in regards to hot topics. And I've tweeted this on more or less after the show. Yeah, let's push our fan favorites, but not actually push them. Right. You know what I mean? And it's just like, okay, now what happens to Finn? Yeah, which we'll discuss about Raw. You know what I mean? So I was just like, whatever. But for the men's Royal Rumble, Surprise entry by Jeff Jarrett and Kurt Angle, NXT superstars, and Nia Jax takes the spot of R-Truth, coming in at number 30. What did you think about that?
Always said, soon that happened, I was watching it with G, and I was watching it with Juan. And we just looked at, I looked at G, and I was like,
who's Juan?
Juan is G's like brother. Like, they're cool. And I'm
hey,
cool
Juan, this is someone new.
Right. And I looked at G, I'm like, yo, that AEW pressure is real.
Oh, to do the whole intergender stuff?
Right. Because not too long ago, less than a month ago, Triple H was downplaying it like, oh, that's a cheap thing to do. And Stephanie said the same thing, kind of. And then less than a month later, you put Nia in the men's Royal Rumble.
First of all, I thought that was stupid.
It was.
It was stupid. Like,
it was forced.
It's just like, I don't know what they're doing with Nia Jax. Like, is she still getting like a push, or they were trying to embarrass her with the RKO and then the 619?
Nah, because she looked strong against the men to start with.
And it's just like, yo, what do you like? You know, whatever. But that was weird. Like, no one popped really. It was just like, what the F?
Right.
Seth Rollins was out the majority of the match.
So you already knew he's gonna win.
So, and I had a lot of people had said that, like, they didn't like that. You know, and the funny thing is, last year for the women's match, when they criticized Sasha being out of the match, you know, quite a few times, you know what I mean, like resting or what have you, Sasha was actually in the match, like, you know what I mean. But like most wrestlers in the Royal Rumble, you got to get a break. You got to get a break, especially if you're going to be in that long.
Especially if you came in 1 or 2.
You have to. Seth didn't come in at 1 or 2.
He came at 10.
He came in at 10 and literally got laid out, and that was that. With that said, I was happy that Seth won. I predicted that. I think you chose Drew or someone else.
I chose everybody but Seth because I was hoping they would throw that curve.
Yeah, but I mean, we saw it far away that this was the next person up to beat Brock or face Brock. And so I was happy. I wanted to see Seth finally get back into the heavyweight title picture. I liked it. So and that the winner, not necessarily. I liked the match. It was cool. I thought it was better than the women, but
I'd love to see Andrade have won it.
But is he ready to win it?
Yeah.
I don't think he's ready. Like, I think I like Andrade. You know I do. Let him get his mid-card title first, and then I just like seeing
the build-up.
Exactly. We're always quick to, like, for example.
No, the only reason I say that is because, for me, I always thought like the Royal Rumble was like the shot in the dark person to win. After the whole Attitude Era ended, and then they started doing like, you know, you never know who's going to come out. You never know who's going to win type of thing. Yeah. So, but anyway.
What was your rating for Royal Rumble?
C+.
I gave it a C+ too, and what did the viewers give it?
B+.
Yeah, always generous with the ratings.
Let's jump into your show.
Well, before we get into shows, we got some callers. You want to get into that first?
You're right. Let me go ahead and get into the callers right now. You ready?
Yep.
Hello?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Yeah, this is Will. Where you from?
This is Will. This is Will.
Where you from?
I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn, New York.
What's up, Will?
What's going on? Good seeing you this weekend at Willie's in Phoenix.
Likewise.
Oh, y'all was in Willie's.
Yeah, it was
Willie's Taco Joint.
Yeah. Did you like it?
Like Willie's? Yeah.
Did you really?
The whole experience. I'm sorry?
Did you really?
Yeah, it was cool.
Okay.
It was cool.
I wasn't a big fan of it. I wasn't a big fan of the Mexican food scene. Everybody was hyping it up. So I was like, I gotta try it. I didn't think it was that good.
Yeah, that's Tex-Mex. If you want real Mexican food, you got to go a little closer to Mexico, like Safford or Morenci, Arizona.
Right. I figured as much.
So a little backstory for our listeners. Will is actually my line brother in our fraternity, Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. He went out to Arizona and Phoenix, actually, and saw Jenna out there during the Royal Rumble weekend.
Yes, we did. We saw each other. And
they didn't think to invite me, so I don't know what happened there.
We're not going to talk about that.
Like,
what happens in Phoenix stays in Phoenix.
That's it.
I thought that was Vegas. But all right. All right, cool.
It's about Phoenix right now. Don't worry about it. Mind your business. All right, cool. Mind your business.
How did you enjoy the Royal Rumble weekend?
Oh, it was amazing, man. Went to NXT. Tried to go to Access, but it didn't work out. Went to Something to Wrestle with Live. Then, went to the Rumble. It was all in all a great weekend. It was my first time traveling out of state for a wrestling event, and
Nice.
it didn't disappoint.
What did you
And
think?
both shows didn't disappoint either.
What did you think about Royal Rumble? And like, what was your favorite match?
Oh, favorite part of the Rumble, man. Yeah, I think you know, of course NXT didn't disappoint, and typically after watching NXT or being at NXT takeovers, I always get down on myself thinking, okay, I'm already know that the main show is gonna disappoint because NXT always sets a high mark for their shows.
Right.
But I can't say that the Rumble did that. I mean, it was the equivalent of like how SummerSlam was.
Really?
It wasn't top notch, but it was still a good show. I was satisfied with how things went. You know, some of the things were pretty predictable, but I think they did what they needed to do, which was start the road to WrestleMania for a lot of these storylines.
Did you have like a specific match that stood out, like a favorite moment, or?
I loved it when Jeff Jarrett came out.
Did you?
I
yeah,
honestly, go ahead.
I'm a huge Jeff Jarrett fan. Like,
Wow.
from back in '95 when he was beating Razor for the belt at Royal Rumble, when Road Dogg clipped him, and like I've been a Jeff Jarrett fan to his beef with the Road Dogg over With My Baby Tonight. I thought he was a very underrated performer. One of my favorite matches of all time was him against Shawn Michaels for the Intercontinental title.
Oh wow, look at that.
So seeing him back, I kind of marked out a little bit.
So do you know the words to the song?
I do.
You do. So you're better than Renee. Give us a quick two bars. Give us a quick 2 bars.
I would spend my days working hard on the go and the hands on the clock.
Yeah, he got a little voice there too.
Oh, snap.
I can't wait to see you alone with my baby tonight.
See, there we go. You better than Renee. So he going off.
You got him started. I'm not gonna even lie. I low key got. I don't know if it was nostalgia. Like, right, you go to Royal Rumble, you watch it expecting like, some type of surprise entrance. So it was pretty cool to see Jeff Jarrett. I never thought I would see him actually, you know what I mean, come back like that. So that was pretty cool.
See, I'm against old school people coming back so often.
Yeah.
So it's like when I first saw, it, I was like, really?
But they didn't oversaturate it. It was just like it was legit, just one person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, how I feel about that, WWE always tries to relive the Attitude Era, and every time they bring stars back, it's from that era.
Yeah.
And what I appreciate about Jeff Jarrett was he wasn't really in the Attitude Era. He was in that quote-unquote new generation that was after Hogan. So the 93 to 96.
Yeah.
So he was in that era. So I can appreciate stars from that era because you don't talk about them a lot because that was the era of the Duke the Dumpster Droseys, the Doinks,
exactly.
The when Fatu was a rapper, win the leather jacket, and then he went to, the Sultan or whatever. So he was one of those stars that wasn't really talked about in that era because it was Shawn, Diesel,
Brett.
Razor, Brett, and that was it for folks. But
1, 2, 3
that's
kid.
why I appreciate it. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 kid. Yeah, the clip.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that. I'm not the biggest Jeff Jarrett fan, but I thought it was pretty cool to see him. And I always like to see when, WWE and other superstars or wrestlers repair whatever was broken and return. So I thought that was pretty cool.
That's still top firing on TV ever, in my opinion.
Yes. So yeah, I agree. I enjoyed that.
Last question: you ready for WrestleMania?
I am ready for WrestleMania.
You gonna be out there?
I may not. I may tailgate. I may not be at WrestleMania, but who knows?
Who knows?
Stranger things have happened. I might end up getting a ticket. So right now I'm trying to look to get into the suites. But if I can get a ticket, then I will definitely be there.
Nice.
All right, keep me posted.
I will, man. And then thanks again for having me on the show.
Thank
Jenna,
you.
good seeing you again. Blue, I'll holler at you later, man.
All right, man.
Love you, bro.
Love you too, man.
All right. Well, thank you.
All right. No problem. Thank y'all.
Good evening.
Good evening. Jabari?
Yeah, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on? This is Jabari right here with us on the Mixed Tag Show.
Good evening, sir.
How's it going?
It's going good.
Going pretty good. Real quick, Jabari is the admin of Nation of African American Wrestling Group on Facebook. Always let us promote on his platform, and
Thank you, sir.
Always appreciative of that.
Very appreciative.
So we definitely had to have him on the show.
Hold on. I'm the creator.
Oh, the creator. He's the creator. My bad. I'm sorry.
Put some respect on his
My
name.
bad. I'm sorry. The creator of Nation of African American
Next week when you try to post something, you see your privileges has been removed because you don't respect that man.
Nah, I put some respect when I redid it. We good.
You okay? All right. Don't embarrass me out here.
How's it going?
Hey man, living a dream, man.
So, did you get a chance to get any of Royal Rumble weekend?
Yeah, I called the actual Royal Rumble itself. That's pretty much the only thing I was able to catch.
Okay, so how did you like it?
On a scale from 1 to 10, it was about a 7.5, 8 for me.
Really?
I actually enjoyed it.
Okay.
I actually kind of enjoyed it this year.
What was your favorite match or favorite part of the show?
Favorite match was the Finn Balor and Brock Lesnar match.
Really?
And also the Women's Royal Rumble. I think both of those are really, really damn good matches.
What made you really enjoy the match between Finn and Brock?
I think it's the story that they told because of the big man, small man story.
Right.
And Brock really, really seems to like working with smaller guys.
Yeah.
He really, really likes working with them. So the story that they told was just really, really dope. And when Finn just showed a lot of heart in that match.
Yeah.
So you got to respect him for it.
Absolutely.
What did you like so much about the Women's Royal Rumble?
The women. But anyway, I just pretty much like a Royal Rumble match itself.
Right.
So just all the stories that were being told, even though some of them might have been a little bit cheesy, but all the women really showed incredible heart. All the women, really did their thing in the match. So it really, really was just enjoyable.
Okay. And are you happy with the winner?
Not necessarily happy.
Okay.
However, I don't mind.
Why is it that you're Why is it that you're not necessarily happy with that?
Okay, because for a little bit of backstory, I haven't really watched WWE in a while.
Right.
If you've been in the group, he's been in the group for a while, and he knows I really don't watch WWE like that.
Right.
Because it kind of became a little predictable at this point.
Yeah.
However, I don't mind Becky winning because of the larger story that they're about to tell.
Right.
So I don't really mind that. I just hope it fleshes out as we hope it fleshes out.
Right.
So who did you want win the Royal Rumble?
As far as the women's, I wouldn't mind if Naomi would have won again.
Okay. That would have been
she's
nice.
Still my favorite.
Right. That would have been nice. It would have been something different, unpredictable.
Right, and she would have been a 2-time in a row winner because she won last year.
Well, she won the Battle Royal at WrestleMania, not Royal Rumble.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Yeah, but still, it would have been a nice feat for her, especially since a woman of color. You know what I mean?
And then just give her a little bit of opportunity.
Exactly, especially since when she was the champion, a couple of years ago, she did pretty well, right? So.
Yeah.
So
right before she got injured.
Exactly, and so Naomi's someone that you can definitely count on, and she can deliver. So I agree with that.
She's a workhorse.
She is.
If you need that match, just go to Naomi. She'll always pull it out.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind her going against Asuka either because they really have good chemistry with each other.
They have good chemistry, and I don't think it's pointed out enough that Naomi is really, really gifted in the ring, just very athletic. Right. Everyone always says about Charlotte being superior and all this other stuff, but when you see someone like Naomi, she's athletically, superior. You know what I mean? But she doesn't necessarily get that recognition. So.
Real quick.
Yeah, it's all good.
So real quick, how did you feel about the men's Royal Rumble?
I didn't mind. A lot of things in it were entertaining. However, as soon as I saw Seth come out, I was like, yeah, he's about to win. I don't know why I had that feeling. It was like, yeah, Seth got it.
Yeah.
So who did you want to win?
I wanted Braun to win because I really want Braun to finally step up and claim his position. I really want him to be that monster. If you're going to let him be the monster, give him a title and let him run rampant throughout the whole roster.
Right.
I definitely I
Just
agree with
let
that.
him. Just finally let him do it.
Yeah, because he looks pretty weak right now, honestly. So.
And then let Lashley come in later on and beat him. But
Absolutely.
All right, thank you, Jabari, for joining us right here on the Mixed Tag
Appreciate
Show.
it.
All right, appreciate you having me.
No problem,
Thank
and
you.
I'll see you in the groups.
All right, have a good one.
All right, so that was our callers.
Yeah, shout out to Will, my LB.
Shout out to Will.
He was out there with you in Arizona.
Yep.
In Willie's. I thought that was like Wet Willie's at first. I'm like, y'all was getting lit. And he's like, no, that's the
Nope.
Mexican pot.
Nope.
I'm like, oh, okay, my
Nope,
bad.
it wasn't that lit.
Shout out to Jabari. He is the creator
The creator.
of Nation of African American Wrestling Group.
Put some respect on
I
that
did.
man.
I got it right this time.
Especially since he lets us, promote, give us a
Shout out to
platform.
all the groups that let us promote
Yes.
on their shows, on their platforms, on Facebook. We'll try to get some more of those creators and
Yes.
admins to call in.
It's definitely appreciated. But yes, let's get into
Let's get into
now.
Raw.
Let's get into my show.
Now let's get into
Now?
your show. Yep.
Okay. So Seth Rollins starts off the show. Essentially, he doesn't know who he wants to pick in regards to facing at WrestleMania, but the man is going to WrestleMania to quote unquote main event.
I like how he's starting to call himself the man now. It's kind of weird.
I mean, he's always called himself the man.
Nah.
He's always called himself the man.
Really?
Yeah. That's why it's always been a thing. Like at one point, Seth and Becky were kind
I
of
never
going.
paid attention to that.
Well, yeah. But anyway, and then after he started off the show, faced Dean, and then closed out the show again. And he obviously was making his pick to face Brock. What do you think about that?
I thought when they said he was gonna bring in Daniel Bryan, there was probably a swerve coming.
Yeah.
Because again, me and G was like trying to think of possible outcomes.
Yeah.
We could be thinking like, okay, maybe Demon King will show up at WrestleMania to face Brock.
Yeah.
That's why they set up that way. But it's not the case. They went with the obvious route of having Seth versus Brock. Okay. I enjoyed Brock's moment. As you can get ready to know, he threw Seth so far, so much in the air. It was awesome, in my opinion. I know you don't like it.
I didn't say I didn't like it. It was cool. It was the whole point, honestly. Brock is quote unquote unbeatable, right?
Right.
He's just hard to beat. This is the whole, the underdog
versus the Beast.
Yeah, the quote unquote the best, the man has to slay the beast.
Yeah.
So this is the way it starts, right? And it starts now. So I do like that we're not waiting 2 or 3 weeks for Brock to make an appearance. We start right now.
Right.
So yeah, it was cool.
And I also thought the Dean Ambrose match was kind of weird, but we'll
obviously get into
that later.
So we have the women's qualifying matches for the tag team championship. Nia Jax defeated Alexa.
I had one more. No, wait. I had one more thing I wanted to ask you.
Yes,
Did you see the beginning of the 24 thing when Brock threw the tape?
Yes, and I wanted to discuss it in Hot Topics, but I forgot to mention it.
Okay, we'll bring it up in Hot Topics.
Just remember that, yeah. The women's qualifying matches for the tag team championship. Nia Jax and Tamina defeated Alexa Bliss, and Mickie James and the Riot Squad also moved on to face whatever teams at Elimination Chambers. What do you think about this whole qualifying match thing?
I thought it was pretty cool because it didn't seem like, we just gonna pick these teams and throw them in there. It was like, they earned their spot.
Yeah.
But
I mean, yes, but still, now you have random pairings.
Yeah, because Natalya and Dana Brooke was
obviously the reason that Dana Brooke was chose because of injury.
Moon, yeah.
We'll discuss later. But I like the qualifying matches, but it's just like it's still random because we still need actual tag teams.
But the actual tag teams won.
True, but like my thing is, okay, we're going to the Elimination Chamber. Whoever wins, who are they going to be facing? You know what I mean? It's just like I'm excited. I wanted it because now it gives, like I said, the women to actually fight for something. But I don't want it to be a situation where you're just still throwing random tag teams together just to have.
I think that's gonna happen more so on SmackDown than it is on Raw.
Than on Raw, okay.
Yeah, because Raw has like the third team. We already know who the third team gonna be.
Yeah.
So they have teams on Raw side. I think SmackDown is more.
They have to find it.
Yeah, because they have shorter roster.
Right. So what's next for Finn?
I guess he's gonna go after the IC title again.
What did you think of him addressing the WWE universe and just the whole thing with Bobby Lashley?
Same song.
Yeah.
Because he feuded with Bobby Lashley before. It was short.
Yeah, but now it's probably we have a title involved.
Okay.
You not here for it? Finn needs to win a title. Bobby has the title.
But that's the thing. Like Bobby just got it.
I understand, but I don't think Finn is gonna win it. But he has to face someone. He can't hold.
I don't think it should have been Finn right away. I think it should have been let Bobby have a successful feud first, and then.
But why not? Finn, what else does Finn have to do? Finn.
But that's why you should have did it against Brock.
Yeah, but then it would have been Finn versus Seth. That would have been cool, but we knew that wasn't gonna happen. So what do you do with Finn? Finn has to.
I know. Well, I'm just saying,
Finn can't be in meaningless feuds anymore. It's ridiculous at this point.
But this is why he should have won. This is whatever. But
okay.
Yeah.
So Ronda Rousey cuts a promo. We're gonna get into this one, huh? The Raw Women's Champion, she discusses her match, her win against Sasha Banks, and the WWE Universe got on her really badly, booing her out the arena, and it was very, very, very awkward. She was very flustered that they had to call audible and have Bayley come out and save the segment, and they had their match, whatever. What do you think?
First of all, I've always said I'm not sure. I'm not sure of Ronda, right?
Go off, son.
People always tell me I'm a hater and I'm a heel and whatever the case may be, and I accept it. When it comes to Roman, when it comes to, I accept that. With Ronda, I try to give her a chance. Everybody's like, you're being a hater again. You're treating her like Roman. All right, fine. She had a couple of good promos. I guess she's working with Paul Heyman, whoever. Cool. But this past Monday, if this did not show you that she is not ready for this platform, I don't know what to tell you. Because from that promo right there, how you almost break down and cry in the middle of the ring because of how the audience is reacting to you. How many times have we seen superstars go out there and they get thrown curveballs and they just find a way to go through it or use it?
And not to interrupt you and not to constantly bring up Sasha, but I always think about Sasha's run in NXT, right? How they used to call her, Sasha's ratchet or whatever.
Right.
That's low-key disrespectful. Well, not low-key, high-key, right? Because that's essentially racist, right? Because you have a predominantly, white crowd, and then all of a sudden you learn this word and you see,
because they wouldn't call, if Bliss acted though, they wouldn't call her ratchet.
You wouldn't, right. Even though, so you see a heel, right? But since she's a woman of color, and she's not even full whatever, she's half white.
Right.
But you see, since she's a woman of color, you're going to call her ratchet.
Right.
She could have crumbled, right?
But she took it.
But she took it. And this is my constant gripe with this situation. I don't care who you are. She should have went to NXT.
Exactly.
Even if it was for like a couple of months, she should have went at NXT. This is the face of the
women's division.
That's unacceptable.
And people are quick to say, "Oh, you gotta remember she's still developing.
No.
She only trained for like 6 months before that. Whose fault is that? If she's not ready, she's not ready. Why put her in front of us if she's not ready? What's gonna happen when she goes to Philly? What's gonna happen when she goes overseas?
When she goes to
when she comes to Jersey? Like, what's gonna happen? They're gonna eat her alive.
And the tide is turning, right? Because at Rumble, she got booed. Sasha was cheered.
Right.
She got booed. And people wanted Becky, and then Becky came out, and Becky, it's gonna be really one-sided. Maybe not so much in the actual match, because as much as I like Becky, and I might get heat for this, I don't think Becky's the best four horsewomen in regards to wrestling ability.
Right.
But her star quality is undeniable, and her promos is she's it.
Right.
But in regards to promos, she's gonna eat her alive.
And not only that, you can't let what happened in the promo. You didn't shake it off. You could tell in the match with Bayley that she was still shaking.
Yeah.
That match was horrible.
And it wasn't horrible.
Bailey tried her hardest. You could tell at one point she was kind of like, I don't know what to do anymore.
And then she had to take over.
Right. Like, I'm talking about like Bayley, even during it.
That's what I'm saying. After a while, she had to take over.
Like she just like, I don't know even what to do anymore. But she figured it out.
Yeah.
Because that's the ring general that she is. But you can't let those things play out. That means you're not ready.
And then on top of that, people don't give Bayley a lot of credit.
They don't.
Bayley not only saved the promo in regards to holding her on the mic, she's showing more aggression and not just like the happy-go-lucky, I'm here.
Right.
But I'm a 4 horsewoman and I'm a former champion or what have you. And her in-ring ability.
Exactly.
If we had a poll right now, or you question me like who do I think in regards to wrestling abilities in the 4 horsewomen, like how I rate them, obviously I say Sasha. I'd honestly say Bayley's next in regards to wrestling ability. I might catch heat for that too. I really don't think Charlotte is better than Bayley, especially lately. I feel like Charlotte. That's another story,
That's
but
not a
conversation for another day. But I think people really forget Bayley can get down.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that this segment was a prime example. And there's no reason why when you see Sasha the night before give Ronda her best match, someone like Bayley doing the best she can, why your top actual superstars and popular ones at that are not running the actual division.
Right.
This was terrible, and I'm not a hater on Ronda. I give her credits. I think when it comes to big matches, she does her thing. You will not hear me say she does not do her thing, but that's unacceptable. And like you said, you wanted to cut her some slack in regards to the speech thing. But
see, I can't even this. You can't. And even when Becky came out, and you can see that people are saying that Ronda spoke facts, and that's what saved her.
She did. I'm not
she
gonna
did.
know
No, I'm not
she
saying
did.
she did. She did, but at the end of the day, she didn't deliver like she should have. She rushed it so she could get out that ring, and when she was going up that ramp, you see her about to cry again. Like, you can't have that. You can't have that. You can see Becky trying to tell her, like, low key, like, it's okay, just do this and that, and the camera moved. And it's like, what are we doing?
And this is for WrestleMania. This is no reason why. I don't give a I'm not almost cursed over here. It's a family show, but I don't care who you are. Like Ronda, I don't care. Like if you're not delivering, you should not be potentially main eventing the WrestleMania. That's unacceptable.
Because the whole promo is gonna be one-sided.
We're
gonna get to that.
We can't keep doing that, bringing in superstars out of wrestling and think, oh, this is going to be a moneymaker. Yeah, it's going to be a big match, but you have the talent to do that for you now. And there's no reason why. There's no reason why this should be occurring. It was a really bad segment. We all knew Bayley was going to come out anyway because they had the inflatable buddies,
right?
And what happened?
They didn't even use it because
they had to call an audible.
Like,
and then you already knew because when Finn Balor was on his way out, and you saw Sasha and you saw Bayley in her gear, but
they just
anyway. Besides
shout out to Becky though, showing the 4 horsewomen love on the low.
And you told me that, and I didn't peep it until I saw that. But then WWE posted like during commercial,
right?
She did that, and then you see Bayley,
yeah,
like you actually see it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, the only 4 horsewomen we acknowledge. Anyway,
how would you rate it?
I give it a B-.
Nah, I gave it a C.
I mean, we're not too far off. Only reason why I gave it a B- because that pop Becky got was crazy.
Oh, you know, she's running it.
And then with the whole Seth thing, I enjoyed that.
Yeah, of course I enjoyed that.
You know what I mean? Of course you did. So it wasn't too bad. It was just the train wreck was really
just in between wasn't just.
Yeah, I mean the train wreck was with Ronda, but anyway, the viewers rated it
C+.
Onto your show.
Onto my show. I wasn't very impressed with it this week. We did kick off with the man again. Becky and Charlotte. I'm not sorry. Yeah, Becky and Charlotte had their moment.
What did you think of this?
I think this was like one of those things. I don't know why they did this because at the end of the day, Becky got to be on Raw now. Am I wrong here? Like she doesn't have to be on SmackDown anymore.
I mean, but the obvious thing, and I think we'll discuss it because in Hot Topics, this is just a way to get Charlotte into this match.
I guess, but like because when Asuka made the pick, she just transferred over to SmackDown. Yeah. She ain't show up on Raw no more. Yeah. So I was just like, when she showed up on SmackDown, I'm like,
but then what happened? Go ahead.
I'm happy to see you, but why are you here?
But then what happens though? Like now that's a big void that's left if Becky automatically just goes to Raw, which I know because that's what happened last year with Asuka and what happened.
Right.
But
that should have been Charlotte's platform to say, all right, the man is gone, so now it's time for the Queen to win.
And we'll discuss it more in Hot Topics because this got me a little annoyed too, and I'm ready to go off. But not right now. We're running out of time. R-Truth versus Shinsuke for the United States Championship. R-Truth actually won, beat Rusev as well. What did you think?
It was a botched match. I don't think that match with Rusev was supposed to happen.
Why?
Because I think it was one of those things where R-Truth was supposed to upset Shinsuke, but the referee counted it too early. Because honestly, Shinsuke kicked out in time. Mm-hmm. And then you saw that he went to the next transition, and it was like, wait, the match is over? And then they called the audible and sent Rusev out there, like, yo, Rusev. Probably Rusev was supposed to come out at the end of the match and attack him anyway and create that tag team. That tag team is stupid. This goes back to my argument. 2 random single wrestlers, you put them as a tag team, like you don't have tag teams on the roster already.
You have Sanity, and you have Good Brothers that are not.
You have the Colognes. Like, you have...
Whatever. But I get what you're saying.
Here's my idea for the Colognes. It would have been great if they put the Colognes with Andrade. That's my opinion. They need something new. They need a rub.
Because they're Spanish?
No, because, why not? Not because they're Spanish, because everybody knows Andrade doesn't speak English, so he has friends, right?
Well, there's Zelina.
I know, but what I'm saying is, like,
I got what you're saying. I get it.
To build up another tag team.
I get it. And to have a little faction, maybe a new
so we won't keep saying the same people.
Yeah, World Order.
And there's a rumor that they're supposed to put Ray and Andrade and Sin Cara together. Yeah. So, no. They should have put them with Colognes. But, yeah, this match was just... I'm happy for R-Truth.
I'm happy for R-Truth. It's been, since 7 years or so, they said, that he's had a title. Anyway, but randomly, Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose got injected into the Women's Tag Team Championship match for Elimination Chamber. What did you think about that?
At first, I was like, what? And then I thought about it. They don't have much women on that roster anyway.
But that's stupid. And then, like, I don't know. But ultimately, we knew it was going to happen. But, yeah, you're right. So, whatever. But then it's just, the same thing for the Iconics? They're just going to get thrown in there?
Yep. Same thing for the SmackDown. All the SmackDown girls are going to get thrown in there. They don't have enough girls to feud with each other, to fight for a spot. They're just going to pick whoever they pick. So it's going to be Naomi and whoever she picks.
Fatal 4-way contender match between The Bar, New Day, Heavy Machinery, and Usos. And the Usos won, and now they're not number one, but the contenders to the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match.
And this is one other thing when I said, why The Bar, New Day, or Usos are back in there? You got teams you could have put in that place. And
honestly, I love the Usos, so I'm slightly biased. I'm happy to see them, but you're right. When you have Sanity and you have the Good Brothers, and I'm just confused as to why they're not being utilized. I mean, it could be because they're going to AEW. I don't know, but in the meantime, I'm confused as to why. At least New Day was in there. Like, why were they in there? I understand the Bar had to be in it because they lost. They kind of have to have that rematch clause kind of type of thing. But
like you said, if the Good Brothers, why would they inject them into that stupid feud with Shinsuke and?
Yeah, so now they're about next week. Now they're about to face next week two random, like, for what?
To put them over. That's it.
To push Shinsuke and Rusev over?
Yeah, that's it.
For, the main event, we had...
By the way, if you missed it, 2 things. Elias is heel again, and Rusev is heel again.
Mad random. Daniel Bryan says he's going to change the climate of the WWE. He reveals a new eco-friendly WWE championship, and then we have... for Elimination Chamber, WWE Championship match between Daniel Bryan, Mustafa Ali, Samoa Joe, Randy Orton, Jeff Hardy, and the phenomenal AJ Styles. What did you think of the segment?
I liked it.
Yeah, it was cool.
I like the title. It made sense.
Yeah, I love what they're doing with Daniel Bryan, and it just shows how talented he is.
Yeah.
I remember back in the day, I thought he was boring, but he has grown into his character in the WWE. Like, just the way he's evolved.
Right.
You bring an eco-friendly championship out, that's freaking crazy.
Look hammy. At first I thought it was the cardboard that you use with the cup holders.
Yeah.
I was like, that looks like a cup holder. Oh, no. Okay, cool.
Yeah. But, yeah, so I'm here for the match. I don't know who's going to... Well, I guess Daniel... You think Daniel's going to win this?
Yeah, he's going to retain. I would love to see Samoa, because Samoa Joe came out firing at everybody.
I was like, oh, my
even Randy
God.
couldn't keep it in.
Yeah.
You saw Randy just, kind of drop to his knee, cover his face, Yeah,
he came fired with the whole thing he said to Jeff about the AA.
Yeah.
Keep quiet or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Bars.
Anyway.
How would you rate it?
I gave it a B+.
I gave it a B-.
Okay.
And the people gave it a C+. Look at y'all being all hard on SmackDown.
Okay, so
12 numbers,
NXT, obviously, it's the show after TakeOver, so not much really went on except for the pre-recorded shows on the kickoff.
Right.
I mean, matches on the kickoff show. Walter, though, debuts on NXT UK.
If you don't know who Walter is,
you got
No,
remember here,
I'm gonna put the picture right here. This is the first time I ever seen a handprint after a chop. When you see all 5 fingers and the palm.
What did 5 fingers say to the chest?
Smack.
Smack.
Whew. You gotta listen to that.
I made it funny. Yeah, I think yeah, that was pretty sick. But yeah, let's get into our topics.
According to Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful, Hideo Itami asked for his release from WWE and was granted his release. He tweeted thank you after his final match on 205 Live in a loss against Akira Tozawa. There is a 90-day no-compete clause included with release. Oh, it starts.
Yep, another one bites.
And then I'm sad because I see a lot of the superstars are posting videos with him, like him having actual personality. I wish they would have used on TV. But
speaking of leaving, and this is a spoiler, Cass is.
Go ahead, read it.
We got to run through it. Go ahead.
I don't think this is. I don't know if it's fully bye-bye because Nels is at the event and he said that he had a match after that against I think Keith Lee.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this was so take it with a grain of salt, but it's a spoiler that Cassius Ohno in the NXT taping revealed to the crowd he's also leaving. So we'll see what comes out in regards to that. The big news to come out of this week, or one of the big news, Dean Ambrose will not resign with the WWE after his contract expires in April. Wade Keller from PW Torch provided additional information. WWE tried to offer a 5-year, 7-figure salary, but it wasn't about the money for Dean. Ambrose is frustrated creatively and the lack of creative freedom in regards to his character. Mm-hmm. He's always hated how his character was portrayed and tried to make the best out of the situation. It's reported he is not done with pro wrestling. He can't speak to other promotions until his contract expires, obviously. WWE tweeted about his upcoming departure, which was a little odd.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those things where they want to be part of the conversation now.
Yeah.
And they don't want to be left out.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing about this is there's no 90 days compete clause.
Mm-hmm. Well, because his
contract is just done.
Up. Yeah.
And I just think that this is why they're going to try to embarrass him on his way out, maybe. I hope not.
Well, this is what they did with Royal Rumble.
Right. And then now with Nia.
And then on exactly.
Like, I hope that's not the case. But, yeah, Dean is on his way out. This is getting interesting. And
it's unfortunate that it's come down to that because, I think we all eventually wanted to see Dean, Seth, and Roman have that triple threat match at Mania. Now, I mean, who knows? People come back, but
never say never.
It looks like right now that's a dead issue with Dean leaving, so it's kind of unfortunate.
Well, before we move on from people that's leaving, it's been reported with New Japan Pro Wrestling that Beretta and Chucky T is also leaving New Japan Pro Wrestling. They will not resign in January.
And Kushida.
And Kushida is heading over to WWE supposedly, but Beretta and Chucky T looks like they're heading over to AEW with their buddies, the Elite.
According to Dave Meltzer, the 4 Horsewomen versus 4 Horsewomen match isn't happening anytime soon. Do that.
Where's my womp womp?
Things could change, but it's not in the cards for the next 2 pay-per-views. Sasha Banks really wants that match. As you saw, she teased it. Ronda Rousey isn't opposed to it as well.
They've been teasing this for like 2 years now. This better happen.
It better happen, especially with the whole thing about Ronda and maybe her potentially leaving. This better happen because I know you ain't hype us all up for all this just for this to all of this throwing that up just for it to not happen.
Right.
So, but also according to Dave Meltzer,
Uncle Dave.
According to Meltzer, the plans for WrestleMania match is still a 3-way between Ronda Rousey, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte Flair. We'll get into that as the last question or topic of the night.
Right. Ember Moon suffered an elbow injury and will have surgery and will be out for several months. So we wish her a speedy recovery.
That's really unfortunate.
And that's very unfortunate. And for those that think that Alexa Bliss did cause injury, she didn't.
Nope. It looks like the arm was already
hurt before that.
Yeah. So
fans were told to take off the AEW shirts at Royal Rumble. There was videos that show security having a guy take his shirt off. Luckily, he had a shirt underneath. But the shirt did show up on Raw.
A couple times, twice actually. What do you think about that?
It's back to what you say. I guess is you don't want your competition and show whatever. AEW say if that's them, they're letting whoever wear whatever they want to wear. So
obviously AEW is going to put their best foot forward and make them shine their light a little bit brighter. But honestly, if I was WWE, why not? I wouldn't tell. No, let me change that. I wouldn't tell someone to take it off. I would give them, like I mentioned previous episodes, an incentive. Like, hey, let me give you a gift card for whatever, this and that, and third. Or you have to, like, now this is the time. Like, the heat is coming at them. You have to put yourself in a better predicament.
Right.
And you constantly look stupid at this particular moment.
Yeah. It's also being reported that by Bleacher Report, they had an interview with Nia Jax. She revealed that Charlotte told her even though the situation sucked of the injury when she hit Becky, and look what it's done for Becky, look what it's done for her, and look what it's done for a heel, Nia Jax.
She has a point. I mean, I know we got on Nia and it was sloppy and it was unfortunate.
Right.
But it just, Becky turned it up a whole nother level.
Yep.
And I don't think Nia's heel turn was anything spectacular, but it gave her a little push, right?
Give her a little nudge.
And I don't think it did much for Charlotte because Charlotte was always going to be included regardless.
Right.
You know what I mean? So whatever. So, but she does have a point. Velveteen Dream was reportedly seen wearing a neck brace backstage after he had his match at Access during Royal Rumble weekend. So it's interesting to see what happens with that.
Hopefully he'll still be at, what is it, Heat Wave?
Yes, or halftime, something like that.
Halftime Heat Wave.
Yeah. Uncle Dave noted on Wrestling Observer Radio that while she or WWE won't acknowledge this, Ronda Rousey is definitely growing tired of the WWE universe. One of the biggest reasons why Rousey grew tired with MMA was the same thing, the fans dogging her out.
I thought it's because she took 2 losses.
I mean, listen, Ronda Rousey is one of the top female athletes in the world. You know, she's done a lot for her sport.
She definitely did. I'm not taking that away from her.
But you gotta, like,
now
everyone's not gonna like you, unfortunately.
You gotta grow a tough skin or a backbone,
or then you
something.
shouldn't be, you know.
Because when I think of MMA, I've caught on late to her career. I saw a couple of her wins. I was impressed by her. I was more disappointed by how she handled her losses.
Attitude, yeah.
Like, you quit the first time, like, you disappeared. It's like, all right, I'm going to give it another shot. You lost again, and then you just disappear again.
People lose. You're not going to always be undefeated.
Right.
You know? Look at your record. Your record is you have a winning, and you're in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
So that, that doesn't tarnish what people think of you. It's
your attitude of how you handled it.
And I get it. Some people are going to be down on themselves or what have you, but you got to pick yourself up and move. And this is scripted, right?
Right.
So if the fans are getting on you and you have that much pull backstage, all right, make me heel.
Right. That's what she.
Are you gonna cry? What are you crying for? I mean, and I get it. I'm sensitive too, but I'm not in that business.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure if that was the case, this is what they teach you.
Right.
In NXT or just in general when you're in whatever indie promotion or just learning wrestling.
Right.
This is what you're gonna go through.
Right. Because how many times have we seen double turns in a match, and still the next night they come back as what they.
This is what
to
you and I don't and I'm intrigued to know what Ronda does, like when it comes to just like practicing. We saw what Sasha was doing in regards to the match at Royal Rumble, practicing on her craft to make this match be the best thing ever. Right. What exactly? And I'm not saying she isn't working hard, but I just don't understand.
We don't know it.
Are you reading like your lines at the mirror? Like what are you doing? Are you practicing? Anyway, speaking of Sasha Banks, she spoke to the Cutaway about how she would feel if somebody else reached the main eventing WrestleMania before her. She said, "There's no one else that's going to break more ground than I am. I said from day one that I wanted to main event at WrestleMania. I put it out in the universe. If I see someone else does that, that's going to break my heart. My hard work and someone else takes it, I don't think so."
So which leads to our question of the night. Would you book a triple threat match between Ronda Rousey, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte Flair?
See, here's my thing in regards to that, and I'll make it quick. Why is it that Charlotte Flair gets handed stuff to her? She does not deserve to be in the triple threat match.
She doesn't. And to go piggy off what Sasha said, I understand that. Like, you being frustrated if it was somebody else, like if it was Becky or Bayley, you know what I'm saying? Like people that's been there and they're putting the work in, and out of the 4 horsemen, even if it was Charlotte, somehow they figured out how to make it a way for her to earn that spot in WrestleMania. Fine, but like for somebody to walk in like that, just like they cut off Asuka's Rumble first win last year for that moment, and that moment didn't even need to happen there. It's just like you grow frustrated, and it's just like you feel bad for these people sometimes.
And you have to, again, keep that same energy. People boo Roman, people boo John Cena because of all the opportunities that was thrown their way. You have to keep that same energy with Charlotte.
Honestly, it's been happening with Charlotte, and this is why they kind of slowly turned her. They're trying to slowly turn
her back into a
heel.
And shout out to Black Wrestling Alliance. Me and we were talking. I didn't get the chance to respond to his DM, but he said essentially we were basically agreeing in regards to like Becky and maybe her not being the strongest wrestler, but deserving of that spot.
Right.
But he's not. She said he wasn't sure in regards to Ronda and Becky facing each other one-on-one. Just because Ronda, not necessarily green, but she still has to probably dance with someone that's a ring general. And Becky may not be the strongest, so you need Charlotte to be the glue. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't want to say overrate Charlotte because Charlotte is a good wrestler. I don't want to always sound like a hater and hard on her. But Charlotte can get very sloppy, too. And that's not to say Sasha doesn't get sloppy.
Right.
Bayley doesn't. But you know what I mean? I just feel like we put too much, like, Charlotte is this, that, and the third. And, again, it goes back down to that last name. Because if Charlotte's last name was Moon or Lynch or Banks, are we still saying the same exact thing?
Right.
And Charlotte doesn't need to be in the main event for WrestleMania. Yes, this was already what they wanted to do before, but why? Why do we automatically think, you know what, Charlotte's the one to do that with you? If you would have said a while ago Sasha was going to be the one to face Ronda, it would still have that same hype like it did for Royal Rumble. It was a dream match, right?
Right.
So why is it that we always have to put Charlotte there? And
to go off of that, I don't even think Charlotte is needed in this match because now you're giving away two storylines and one major match. If you signed her to 2021, you have time to build up Ronda versus Charlotte. You could have saved that for SummerSlam, if anything. Or you could have saved it for a Survivor Series. You could have saved it for the next Rumble. Like, you have time to build, like, you have time to turn that wheel. Like, I get it, it's something that you think that people want to see. And then, Ronda screwed Charlotte off as well as when she threw them off the ladder. You have time to build that. That should have been a perfect moment for you, Charlotte, to look at Becky like, go get her back now.
Or even going back to what we said in regards to Royal Rumble, why didn't they just help Sasha? If if Ronda screwed them over at TLC, then that was the perfect opportunity to get their revenge back at her. But everything is predictable, and ultimately it comes down to you want Charlotte to be the first one to do it. That's ultimately what it comes down to. But yeah, that's our show.
Yeah. Make sure you leave your comments as you always do on our YouTube.
Thank you for the support.
Show us love on the Instagram like I always do. Somebody created their own little corner somehow, some way. Don't forget to for WWE shop merch. Click on the links in our bio and our descriptions on YouTube, on our page at The Mixed Tag Show, or on our personal at
Miss Jenna Baby, BAYBEE.
Or at Blue Magic Grind, spell how it sounds.
Shout out to Collar and Elbow and on it. Use our code TMTS for discounts. And, yeah, that's it, sir.
And on that note, I bid you adieu, goodbye, mwah, and good night.
It's the Mixed Tag Show. The Mixed Tag Show. With Jenna and Blue. Damn.
Hey, did you like this episode? Like, comment, subscribe, and share this with your friends. And don't forget to follow us on our social media pages at The Mixed Tag Show.